I did notice the large headroom. I did notice the fact that you were minimizing him in the frame. But something that I thought was unique about it, because you've seen this before, but something I thought was unique about the way you did it is he was always surrounded with clutter. Like there was always stuff everywhere. So it was weird because you were minimizing him as far as the frame being bigger than him, and he was small in the frame, but he was completely surrounded by stuff at all times. It was very claustrophobic feeling at points. And I thought that was a really cool approach. Was there something different from your point of view where the art direction is filling the space so much with props, but you're still trying to create this empty space?
I think that idea of surrounding him, and it's like Gotham is such a big part of the city. I mean, it's such a big part of the movie, and it's a character in the movie. So, and in every frame, right? It's like filmmaking is a wonderful sort of collaboration of art forms, and because you're telling a story, but you're controlling every frame you have. Every frame has an opportunity to help tell that story in a subtle way, right? So, so in like The Social Worker, obviously there's just the story point of setting up that she has a workload that's far exceeds her time, right? It's like we live in a world in which she's trying to help people out, people with mental illness, people that need help, government. She's a government worker. And yet that entire office is filled with files that it's like a doctor who only has 8 minutes to see a patient, right? She has too many patients for the time she has in a workday. And so the clutter within that space is telling that part of the story, but then basically putting him in the midst of all that, including like all that sort of foreground that you described and I described as well, just also helps to put Arthur in a place in which there's a lot of downward pressure on him, right? Society's a bit of a downward pressure, his place in society. The world is not a friendly place to Arthur. And so whether that's all the people surrounding him on that bus, and we're sort of seeing him through a bunch of different people, even the way we pick him up and when he's doing the sign in sort of Gotham Square, which is our version of Times Square, and he gets the sign stolen, we're trying to be distant to him, a little bit longer lens in the beginning of the movie, a little bit further away, so we're witnessing him as other people see him. We don't have the privilege of being so intimate. Like we tried to separate those things out from a lens standpoint and a coverage standpoint, so that the longer lenses earlier in the movie, when we're at home with him, we can be on wider lenses because now we have the ability to be close to him and we're in a place that the rest of the world doesn't see. But when he's out in the world on that bus trying to shoot through people, see him on a longer lens. So it's that person that we see all the time in our world, but we ignore, or we look another way, or it's just another person who seems crazy or seems lonely, or all these things that we so how do you portray that photographically? And then you come up with a little bit of just rationale for the psychology of lenses and the psychology of the proximity of the lens to the actor, and how that affects the audience subconsciously. So all those things are part of that Bible page turn that I talked about. So that'll be part of that arc that I was discussing. So early in the movie, when he's in Gotham Square with the sign, let's do that on longer lenses. Except, of course, the only time we break that really is once the kids have already kicked his ass and he's left alone on the alley, and he's been beaten down. Then we finally go to a wide lens very close to him.
Yeah.
And we pull away. And that's like the first time we break that there, right? And then cuts to him on the bus. And that's longer lens because, again, he's in the world at large. And he's surrounded by all these people, this like very crowded bus, because these are not people. His world is not a world of taxis and car services. He has to travel this long distance to and from work. And then he has to travel up this 180 staircase. And it's just everything he does just to make it through his day is filled with pain, you know?
Hmm.
And so it's like that early section of the movie is how can we show this? And frankly, the respite of that pain is his relationship with his mom. And so the first scene with his mom when they're watching TV together is actually comforting. So it's warmer light, it's softer light. It's not meant to be have all those same elements we talked about. The frames are a bit more open, um, those kind of decisions. And so I just keep attacking every scene along the script in that same way until by the end of the movie, I've sort of aligned myself with a bunch of rules that I will set. So when we come to shoot the scene, I've already sort of made those decisions in advance. And that goes, obviously, we'll talk about lighting as well, but all of those things also come with the lighting and the composition are tied together.